very day in 1991, Justice Pubic Hair on My Coat Can was confirmed to the Supreme Court. And even though we collectively knew how bad it was then, we didn't know just how problematic Tom would be until now. Now, the man who succeeded Thurgood Marshall, becoming the second black justice, and yet not representing the interests of black men at all, will certainly end up with an equally consequential legacy. For example, after benefiting from affirmative action, he was one of 12 black students entering Yale Law School in 1971. Justice Clayton Bigsby later firmly opposed it. And of course, there's Commander Waterford's staunch stance against abortion rights. There are many, many problems with Thomas, but the biggest, his insurrectionist, sympathizing, Jordan Peele, get out inspired wife.
It's all talks about Tiffany Cross. Welcome to The Conservative Poet. My name is Amanya, and let's get into this. That vile, disgraceful, distasteful human being that you just watched is Tiffany Cross, MSNBC ex-anchor on her show called The Connection, The Cross Connection. Well, she's been fired, and it wasn't the white man that came for her. It was another black woman that took down Tiffany Cross. This black executive, Rashida Jones, is the one who took down fast-talking, hate-spewing, nasty Tiffany Cross. And we're going to get into that right now.
NBC has a new host, someone called Tiffany Cross, who hosts a show called The Cross Connection. Here's a selection.
Many of us have seen the dangers when powerful white people decide they want something, they annex it. And they've never had a problem replacing the people who stand in their way.
We see American white people are going crazy. They're resorting to violence.
This is literally what conservative white folks do when they don't get their way. They turn violent.
White people deputizing themselves in some position of authority to have jurisdiction over their life when they need to mind their blanking business.
I don't think it's our responsibility to be tasked with destroying and dismantling the racial oppression that's against us. That's just saying we're more at fault than the white people who constructed this system and the white people who continue to practice institutional racism.
A majority of white people do not support policies that would unpack and unroll and reform this system of justice. This is what they want. Matt Gaetz is giving the white folks what they want.
White replacement can strangle culture. So yes, we should all be concerned about white replacement. It is, after all, a very threat to our survival here.
Is there anything worse than white people? And just in case you think that we are taking Tiffany Cross out of context and pulling the worst quotes from a out of context segment to make her seem crazy and racist, here's more. Here's Tiffany Cross at MSNBC.
Look, a lot of folks in that Capitol insurrection, some of these folks were white women. And I know we're talking a lot about Oath Keepers and Proud Boys, but I do think that some of the white women who have adopted this ideology, is America ready to face the fact that some of those folks look like people they have elevated and put on a pedestal of being untouchable? What do you say about this wing of white women who have been radicalized and are enablers to this very dangerous domestic terrorism movement that we've seen increase quite rapidly?
So it's not just whites, it's white women. Their women are bad too. But Tiffany Cross can't be criticized because she's oppressed. That's the key. Watch this.
What we didn't see were enough voices willing to point out the deeper, festering rot that's plagued this nation since it was born. People who neither discovered nor built this land have been led to believe that America is theirs and theirs alone. Will this democracy survive? Well, a Yahoo News poll says no. But perhaps when you build a nation on stolen land with stolen labor, it was never going to be a republic we could keep. And so here we are, celebrating the birth of a nation, independence for white men.
Advice of the day with me, Tiffany Cross. Keep your eye on the white man, but keep both eyes on the corporate black woman, because she'll be the one carrying the knife and then stabbing you in the back. That black corporate woman. Keep an eye on her. us get into this Tiffany Cross article by the New York Post. Let's see what it says. So, ex-host Tiffany Cross wanted to take down MSNBC before exit, source says. Ex-host Tiffany Cross learned that she was getting pushed out days ahead of her exit, and allegedly she threatened to go down in a blaze and take down the cable TV network and its boss, Rashida Jones. What? The Post has learned from sources close to MSNBC. The controversial anchor, whose weekend show, The Cross Connection, was abruptly canceled earlier this month as NBC elected not to renew her contract, according to sources. She began frantically calling other journalists, media executives, and other social activists a week before her ouster in a bid to rally support, a source with knowledge alleged. Okay, so she knew this was coming, and she went and called the people up and say, friends, I'm getting ready to get the boot, and I'm going to need y'all to stand by me. Hook a sister up. Make sure y'all come out and protest. Talk black power to the people. And let them know that they need to fight for me. What? All right. The controversial anchor. Oh, we've been there. Let's go back down. She made calls saying, I'm going out in a blaze and I'm taking down the network. And along with Rashida, a source close to the situation, claimed, paraphrasing Cross, MSNBC exec Jones, the network's president, did not get wind of the alleged phone calls until after Cross was let go, sources told the Post. It is unclear how Cross knew of her looming dismissal, but insiders speculated that her agent had been given the news while trying to negotiate a new contract for his client. Neither Cross nor her agent, WME's Henry Rice, responded to requests for comments. Her lawyer, Byron Friedman, also did not return calls or emails for comment. MSNBC declined to comment. MSNBC insiders claim Cross was ousted partly over her habit of making vulgar comments. That's a shocker. Shocker there that she was ousted for her nasty, rude comments. That was me. She was name-calling on air. But the Post has learned from MSNBC insiders that she also had been under fire for allegedly racking up as much as $100,000 in expenses for her 5-star luxury hotel stays. My God, she was living high on the hog on the MSNBC dime. Oh my God, girl, my God. During her 2-year, what's happened? During her 2-year tenure, MSNBC, the host took trips to Los Angeles and the Super Bowl, portraying them as work trips. Sources claim Cross Oscar trip. Oh, she went to the Oscars on the MSNBC dime. Girl, she's got gumption. I have to say that. The girl's got balls. Cross Oscar trip in which she allegedly stayed at the Beverly Shire on Rodeo Drive. My God. For an extended stay. Raised eyebrows, according to a source. Yeah, I'd say having an extended stay at the Beverly Shire on Rodeo Drive, yeah, an extended stay, yeah, that would definitely raise eyebrows, girl. Wow, a little bit too far. She's staying at hotels NBC execs won't even stay at. She's staying at hotels NBC execs don't stay at, the source said, of the Four Seasons owned hotel, which charges more than $1,000 a night for a basic room during the high season. She mistook working in television news for being a celebrity. My God, that is what the source added. She thinks she was a celebrity, not somebody covering the news, not a, low level under there covering the news. No, I'm an executive. No, I'm a celebrity. I'm Tiffany Cross with the Cross Connection. Yeah. I can stay at $1,000 a night hotel room. I deserve that. Not even the execs can, but hey, I'm Tiffany Cross. I can do that. Wow. Okay. She mistook working in television news for being a celebrity, the source added. She was making north of $200,000, and she acted as if she made $5 million. You were making $200K. Girl, that affirmation must be working. What kind of affirmation you use if you're on a $200K, but yet you're living the lifestyle of a $5 million? 200K, living 200K, but living the lifestyle of a $5 million. Girl, that is some serious affirmations right there. Wherever Cross allegedly irked elsewhere, Cross allegedly irked colleagues as she demanded more office space, despite the fact that she was only on the air once a week, an insider added. Management wasn't receptive, partly because her show was in last place, despite her public insistence that her numbers were strong, according to close sources to the situation. In a statement on her exit, Cross claimed that her show garnered more than 4 million monthly viewers, and that it was MSNBC's highest rated weekend show. But according to Nielsen, the Cross Connection never came close to that number, drawing between 704 and 465 a week since June for the year. Cross show averaged 548,000 views. Wow. Let's look at that real quick. The Cross Connection was a U.S. television show on MSNBC from December 12, 2020 to October 29, 2022. Cross Connection with Tiffany Cross. Here's the polls. Here's the numbers. At her highest peak, she had 704. Yeah, I guess the numbers ain't working. Here she is. Yeah, this don't look good. This don't look good. Here's their whole setup. Politics Nation with Al Sharpton. Wow, looks like Al Sharpton is at the bottom. Maybe he's going to get the X next. He's going to get the X next. Okay. Now, where are we? Last month, the show reeled in just 605 viewers on average, trailing CNN Newsroom with 696,000 viewers, and Fox News Cavato Live, which tallied in 1.4 million views. Wow, that's a huge difference. Fox is definitely the people to be watching. My goodness. Ratings also show that MSNBC Live with Alex Witt is the network's highest rated weekend show. You've got to win the room to survive bad ratings, a source close to MSNBC said. One of Jones's first major hires, Cross, was meant to attract Black viewers to the network. A former Washington bureau chief for BET, Cross worked as a political guest analyst for MSNBC before eventually grabbing an anchor chair in 2020. Sources said doubts had lately grown with whether Cross' contract would be renewed, Nevertheless, her abrupt dismissal days before the midterm election surprised some insiders who expected she would at least finish out the contract, which had been set to expire for December 31. Fans of Cross' outspoken tell it like it is delivery blasted MSNBC on social media for canceling the Cross Connection, which aired on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to noon. In a statement posted to her Instagram, Cross portrayed her ouster as backlash for her unapologetic takes on gender, race, and politics. But inside, MSNBC execs grew frustrated with Cross's habits of attacking news hosts at other cable networks. Cross had been in public feuds with the likes of Fox News, Tucker Carlson, SiriusXM's Megyn Kelly, whom she called a blackface reporter. Oh my God. As well as Bill Maher, whom she called an angry white old man. This girl is dangerous. But that's a cute dress. Yeah, she looks nice there. Elsewhere, Cross characterized CNN Van Jones, ESPN anchor Sage Steele, and former MSNBC anchor Carlos Watson as black journalists who are not necessarily black voices. I see my colleagues dilute themselves, water down their points, go out their way to make the white folks comfortable because they think somehow that it is going to win them some prize, Cross said in a after-show video with political commentator Jason Johnson and Ronald Martin posted to her Instagram without naming names. A source close to the situation said the network's standard teams and Jones sat down with Cross multiple times during her tenure, warning her to refrain from name calling and the use of vulgar, lewd language. The problem was never Cross's message, but her delivery, the source added. Her demise was fast-tracked after her October 15 comments on the Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, where she called Justice Thomas, she said, "Justice, pubic hair on my Coke can." Is it your pubic hair? Did you stick the Coke can up your coochie, girl? Is that what you're saying? Pubic hair on my Coke can. A source said that on-air segment earned the host her last warning. That's right. Justice, pubic hair on my Coke can landed her last warning. And it is possible she then learned of her fate. On November 3rd, Cross appeared on Comedy Central's Hell of a Week with Charlemagne, making comments that ranked MSNBC execs. An insider told the Post. The show's host, Charlemagne the God, asked the roundtable of guests which state Democrats could afford to lose in the midterm elections. Florida literally looks like we're going to go with it. Florida really looks like a dick of a country. So let's get rid of Florida, Cross responded. Let's castrate Florida. In other words, let's castrate Ron DeSantis. The man's man, you want to castrate my governor? No wonder they put you out. The next day, Cross was told she was out. Sources close to the situation said. Cross dismissal ignited a firestorm from over 40 black leaders across the political media, across politics and media, including NAACP President and CEO Derek Johnson, who, according to sources, was among the calls Cross made prior to her axing. He was one of her people. He was on speed dial. He was one of the people she called up first to let him know, you better stand with me, friend. And her longtime political commentator, Angela Ray. Let's take a look to see what this looks like. Oh, Black leaders protested MSNBC cross-firing demand meeting with the... Oh, they demanded a meeting with the network. Really? Oh, this is Ray. Here she is. Oh, this is Jemele Hill. Oh boy. Johnson did not respond to requests for comments. Ray did not comment. In the letter, also signed by Color of Change President Rashid Robinson and ex-ESPN personality Jemele Hill, Cross's supporters criticized MSNBC for deciding not to renew her contract just a few weeks after Fox News Carlson blasted her on race and accused her. MSNBC. As I said during the reading of the article, Tiffany Cross has balls. That girl has balls of steel to pull off the things that she's pulled off, to say the things that she said on television. I mean, again, Tucker Carlson is right. The reason she's been able to get away with it for so long is because she's a Black woman. If she wasn't, this would have been handled a long time ago. I'm very proud and happy that Rashida Jones stepped in and handled her business, and took that girl down. It was a great move on her part. I mean, MSNBC is not a great network to begin with. It has a whole bunch of shows that spews a whole bunch of hate. But I'm glad that they're starting to clean up house. And I would hope that Joy Reid would be next. And then the rest of them. That Rachel Maddow, she's got to go too. But in any event, we're just going to be happy with what we have. And that is Tiffany Cross is out. Well, folks, that's going to be the video. Thank you for watching, sharing, and subscribing. Let me know what you think if you like this video. And I also want to just say thank you to all the new subscribers. And by the way, we've got souls to save. Bye. So what happens now? I don't know. But a racist is off the television screen. And that's what's important. And I hope that Joy Reid will be next.